Shiv, the challenges really. Talk to us about that. That have delayed the ground offensive as far as Israel's ground offensive towards, the Gaza region is concerned, against Hamas is concerned.
Well, other than the hostage crisis, which I just elaborated on, the very real challenges happen to be the shrinking window of opportunity. Remember, Israel, couldn't simply launch a ground offensive in response to what was, what happened on October the 7th, for obvious reasons. The typical Israel response has always been first air power, the use of air power, which we've seen now for 19 days continuously. But that has also had a different kind of effect, which is that the more time lag there is between a large-scale ground offensive, the window of opportunity not only shrinks, but it gives the Hamas more time to actually prepare. Remember, Hamas has demonstrated by its actions on October the 7th that as a terrorist group, it has military-style resources, it has military-style know-how, preparations, and it is capable of launching a devastating asymmetric terrorist attack, even on a hyper-alert country like Israel. And therefore, Israel needs to be very, very careful. All old calculations have gone out of the window. This will not, by any measure, be a kind of ground offensive of the kind that happened in 2009 and then in 2014 as well. But the biggest challenge in my view is what is the end game? Israel needs to first define that answer. Yes, it is true that in public, Israel's answer to that question is the obliteration of Hamas, but that has always been easier said than done. What is the guarantee that Israel can move in, occupy all of Gaza like it has in the past, and Hamas is completely obliterated? Hamas has demonstrated that it is capable of rising from the dead from the past. This time as well, even after 19 days, it's continuing its offensive actions using rockets, tunnels, anti-tank missiles and that kind of thing. And the more time passes, the more ready Hamas will be on the ground in Gaza for any kind of a ground invasion. So that, I think, is the main challenge facing Israel at this point.
Sirens, meanwhile, continue to wail in South Israel amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas offensive. India Today's Shiv Arur was caught in a Hamas rocket firing as Hamas rocket attacks continue. Here's an exclusive dispatch from Ground Zero.
Okay, that's a siren alert that you can hear in this city as well. So I'm just going to head into a shelter right now. Okay, you can hear explosions right now. You can hear explosions. There are rockets landing nearby, it looks like. In the city of Ramle, suddenly a rocket siren. We rush into a shelter. We hear the boom, boom sound of, some rockets landing somewhere, but some apparently were intercepted, and that's what you see there up in the air. These little, white wisps of cloud you see there are the remnants of interception of those rockets by Israel's Iron Dome system. It's amazing how everyone, in a very disciplined manner, rushes into their rocket shelters, but when they come out, life continues as normal. They're not even slightly unsettled by the sound of that siren, which is very unsettling for people who aren't used to it. And then you've got these little wisps of cloud. The only thing that remains after a very, very high-tech mid-air interception of those Hamas rockets by the Tamir missile, which is part of the Iron Dome system. So pretty amazing how this just becomes a part of everyday life, and those little wisps of cloud just become part of the everyday sky.